This hour has 22 minutes. With J.B. Dixon, Molly McGuire, Frank McMillan, and Sydney Zavistinchek.
Mike Duffy has 16 cats. Oh. And in our lead story, Canada's new finance minister, Paul Martin, has expressed surprise over this year's deficit, which he says is a record $40.5 billion. Now, there are a couple of ways to look at this number. If you were a single person with no family, $40.5 billion would buy you 4,070,759,000 takeout chicken and rib combos from Swiss Chalet. And if you were a single, pathetic person with no taste buds, $40.5 billion would buy you 51,265,822,785 cans of tinned gravy. And if you were a single, pathetic person who wanted to die and take a lot of people with you, $40.5 billion would buy you 1,200 EH-101 attack helicopters.
And in an identical story with a similar graphic, Canada's new finance minister has expressed surprise over this year's new...
Frank,
yes.
I just did that story.
Yes, but my graphic's slightly different. It's a different color. Oh, very well, Sydney.
Yes, Frank?
No, that's a over to you type, Sydney.
Oh, okay. Thank you. A battle royale is shaping up between President Bill Clinton and Prime Minister Jean Chrétien over what is and what is not in the NAFTA. Despite the smiles and handshakes in Seattle, the inevitable showdown between the two heavyweights promises to be a real barn burner. President Clinton spent the week pumping himself up for the battle, while north of the border, Prime Minister Chrétien got ready going through his usual training regimen. By the end of the week, the tension reached such a feverish pitch that even the great one, Wayne Gretzky, could no longer stay silent.
It may get nasty. I hope it doesn't get to that. I hope that cooler heads prevail, but you know, it's a tough situation for everybody, and I hope that they can sit down and work this thing out.
And that's that. And over to you, Molly.
Last week, PepsiCo severed its relationship with international pop star Michael Jackson. This week, the gloved one was seen dressed in a black suit with that irritating gold diaper and making the international sign for Mommy Want to Go Potty. But Jackson has received some good news. The beleaguered pop star has been offered a multi-million-dollar contract to become the official spokesperson for Suspends, Ramsey Clark's adult beltless shield. Brave move, Michael. The pop star is now somewhere on the continent in rehearsal for his Incontinent tour.
This next piece needs no introduction.
I am Frank McMillan. For this hour has 22 minutes. We are here to meet and greet the liberal elite and Pierre Elliott Trudeau. We are hungry. We have not eaten. We did watch Trudeau eat. He was wrestling with some melon. We were not offered any food. I'm somewhat hungry. The cameraman is very hungry. His blood sugar's low. Apparently he's having some kind of rift with his better half. They're in the middle of some kind of trial separation. But enough about that. We're here to ask Trudeau the kind of penetrating question we are known for.
Frank McMillan.
First of all, it was a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Thank you,
I was
Frank.
wondering if Quebec separates, who gets the Montreal Canadiens?
At last I get the question. When I announced my retirement in February.
He talked of Herodotus, Homer, and the Greeks. But I heard not what he said, for he had spoken my name. And off he went. Our historic encounter had come to an end. Objective, dispassionate journalism be damned. This was a day for both of us to remember forever.
J.B. Dixon, anchor of This Hour Has 22 Minutes, goes public.
When I'm away from the news desk, when I'm not waxing the Hyundai, to me, the most exciting program on television today would have to be Cops. I like it.
The time for action is now.
She's got grace, she's got poise, she's got that raw animal magnetism. And it's a comfort to me knowing that she is so close to the President of the United States.
Well, you were great last night.
And you know, she's got a saucy mouth.
Bastard.
It made me realize how proud I was to be a Canadian and how proud I was of Sheila Cops.
Cops. She's nobody's baby. Mondays at 11:30 in Newfoundland.
Here's Sandy Campbell with a special report for special people.
Hi, I'm Sandy Campbell, and I'll tell you what's crazy. 147 people to date have told me I'm pushy, and I don't know how so many people can be so wrong. Not to mention, I've been booted out of 5 different corporations. Can you imagine 5 whole corporations being that stupid? I wish I lived in the States where you can sue your own baby for breach of birth. You can sue someone if you suffered emotional damage because your soup wasn't hot enough. Litigious, you betcha. What's that? Can you get it on a hard roll? I think I can use some right now. Ha! Is it low fat? And you know what's really crazy? Fabio's been calling me. He wants me to do a spread with him. I would, but he can hardly rub 2 words together. Stupid. That guy doesn't know the difference between Jane Eyre and air supply. And what about that cow in California? They shot him 43 times, those crazy cops, when he wandered onto a freeway. Excessive force, I guess. Okay, so he didn't signal. Jeez. I'll tell you what's crazy. Cockroaches fart every 15 minutes. I know where that's at. I do a lot of random snacking myself. Oh, here's the story. Steffi Graf is upset. Says in the newspaper, gosh, who is this woman that gets in the newspaper when she's upset? And what about that parrot in San Francisco who ratted on a guy? What a stool pigeon. Now he's on the lam. I gotta go. I'm just going to give Fabio a quick call back. I'm telling you, I have never been this happy or not happy in all my life.
And a woman in Glace Bay, Nova Scotia is hysterical about a can of zoodles that she brought home for her children. She says that when she turns the zoodles upside down, a virtual orgy takes place in front of impressionable minds. The woman is also concerned about ketchup and the macaroni and cheese that her kids love so much. Now, so far, the Zoodles label has not changed, but social services has contacted the woman and told her that if she doesn't start feeding the kids vegetables, they may be put in foster care.
You know, I mean, some kids just won't eat their vegetables no matter what you do to them, you know, JB.
Don't worry, baby, Mommy's here. She's just working.
And now the stock market report. Let's just skim down to my own stock, Onyx Co.
Well, I guess it's over to me. Next week is Sweeps Week in the U.S. Let's see what's on the tube. JFK, Reckless Youth.
You said buy.
No,
sell. I sold. That was Donna's inheritance. You didn't tell her. It was going to be a surprise.
Kennedy to have the race to be assassinated during Sweeps Week. And further in the political news, the chances of an ordinary Canadian citizen winning a case against big business in the Supreme Court of Canada are almost the same as the chances of winning against the House in a Las Vegas crapshoot, according to a study published by an Alberta political scientist. The news sent shockwaves across the nation. For a reaction, we now go to a shaken Mrs. Imelda Mitten in Smith Falls, Ontario. No.
Really? Well, you don't say. I'll bite my gums. You mean to tell me that if I went up against some of them high mucky-mucks like the Reichmans or the Eatons in the Supreme Court of Canada, I wouldn't stand as much of a chance as them? No. What a surprise. What a naive buffoon I've been.
Most of the beer I drink makes me so sick, I usually end up wearing a big diaper. But that hardly ever happens with Minion.
Minion beer. Hardly ever.
Now, I am not an international trade expert, but Canada's fear of NAFTA is completely unfounded. Canadian jobs, they're just not gonna go to Mexico. I know for a fact that just because you have a huge workforce willing to work for nothing and a government that's willing to take the blind eye policy on the environment, that does not mean that big business is gonna flock your way overnight. I mean, let's face it, if that was the fact, where are all the textile plants in Newfoundland? And I may be wrong on this one, but the last time I looked, Atlantic Canada was hardly sucking all the auto manufacturing jobs out of the rest of the continent. So NAFTA, no NAFTA, everything stays the same. What Canadians got to worry about is the fact that winter's coming. And we got a $40 billion deficit this year, so Canadians just better chop the wood, get it inside, get the plastic up on the windows, batten down the hatches, and relax. NAFTA, that's the least of our worries.
And here are the job opportunities from Employment Canada. None! Just kidding, folks. There are some jobs here. Backhoe operator in Tijuana. There's an assembly line worker in San Miguel. And a tool and die maker in Guadalajara. That's first come, first served.
Now it's time for this hour's weather forecast.
The agony, anguish, and torment of the Canadian winter seems to be heading our way again this year, except in British Columbia. Icy winds will cut like a knife right across most of the country, bringing a low-pressure ridge of numbing cold, snow, ice, and intermittent freezing rain and drizzle. That's wind, snow, ice, hail, and freezing rain everywhere except British Columbia, where temperate conditions will prevail throughout the winter. Warm fronts, high-pressure systems. There will, of course, be rain and gray skies for long periods of time, but that won't stop that crowd of meteorological morons in Vancouver from prancing around in their white tennis shorts in the middle of January with that loony Lotus Land look on their smug, self-satisfied faces, saying, "Oh, a blizzard! The tulips are up here in West Van! Die, die, die!" So, that's winter, heading our way for a good long stretch again this year.
Since the Liberals have taken power, a feeding frenzy has been taking place on Parliament Hill. To put it all in perspective, we go to our very own J.B. Dixon.
Hello and welcome to People Jean Chrétien should or could fire. Now let's just take a look at this guy. His name is Ronaldo. Now, Brian Mulroney appointed him to the board of directors of the Federal Business Development Bank, where he makes $300 a day when he attends a meeting. Now, why was he appointed? Well, he's Mila's hairdresser. How's that for a tip, eh? Oh, I really like what you did with my bangs. Do you want my husband to give you a job? Now, far be it from me to say that this man should be fired, so let's just turn to our trusty old "this hour has 22 minutes" people meter. Now, this baby is going to test studio audience response. Now, first, let's hear from those who think that Ronaldo should continue to offer his hairstyling expertise to the Federal Development Bank. People? Okay, now let's hear from those who think Ronaldo's head should be put on a stick. looks of it, Mr. Chrétien, the people have spoken. Ronaldo must go. Nobody should feel bad for Mr. Ronaldo, though. He still owns a hair salon. He is now taking appointments for late December, but unfortunately, he does not do men. I am J.B. Dixon, and the people have spoken.
Okay, I'm on to go early, right? Like, I like to get a jump on the day, right? Like, 5:45, 6 o'clock, 6:45, I'm up, or thinking about, getting up, getting out of bed, and 7 o'clock, 7:15, early, right? Like, I got my feet on the ground, I'm thinking about, getting up and getting on the go, getting out of bed, like, 8:15, 8:30, 8:45, 9 o'clock, I'm in the bathroom, washing my face, getting ahead of the game, right? Keeping on top of it, right? So, like, 9, 9:15, 10 o'clock, 10:15, 10:45, I'm downstairs, right, and I'm, oh, good. And I'm thinking about, like, breakfast, right? Like 11:15, 12:15, 12:30, 2 pancakes, down the hatch. Because I'm on the go, right? And I'm telling you, I swear, without fail, 1:45, 1:45, I'm out the door. Down the pad, and bingo, briefcase. Okay, back in the house, 2:15, 2:30, grab the case, turn around, 2:30, 2:45, just about at the door, phone rings. Can't get that because I'm on the go, So, like, I'm telling you, that's every day, right? Like 2:15, 3:30, I'm out the door, I'm on the road, and that's every day. Like I said, I'm heading into the office, gonna get a jump on the day, like, I'm proud of that, right? It's 4:45, 4 o'clock, 4:15, 5, 5:30, and I'm at the office, and it's locked, right? Okay. No problem, because I got work to do right at home. So back on the bus, right, 6:45, 7:15, 7:30, 7:45, I'm pretty well on the bus and back home by 8:30, 9:45, right? Like, because I'm going to get some work done, right? I'm going to have an early supper by 9, 9:30, 10, 10, 11, like that, right? Because I'm going to hit the hay early, right? Because, 12, 12:30, 1:45, 1, 2:33, because tomorrow morning, right, I'm going to get a jump on the day, right? That's just the way I am.
And now we have Cooking Time with Frank McMillan.
Welcome to Cooking Time. I'm Frank McMillan. The summer's past, autumn is gone. That means it's time for fish heads. To prepare fish heads, simply take normal fish heads and put these on around 7:30 a.m. That's in the morning. If you have trouble getting your kids up and off to school, put a couple of these babies in a saucepan, fill with water, and cook for 25 minutes on low heat. Spoon off broth, season to taste, add salt and pepper. Bay leaf optional. There's nothing like the smell of fish heads wafting through the house first thing in the morning to get even the laziest of bones up out of bed and off to school. And the sight of those fish heads bubbling away on the stove is usually enough to keep young students out of the house over lunch hour and long past supper time. After students leave, enjoy heads with bread and butter. Repeat each morning after dawn to ensure best results at home and best results at school. Next week, how to discourage a visit from your in-laws using sculpin and soy sauce. You've been watching Cooking Time.
Okay, hockey fans, it's time to check in with Coach Peter Boom Boom McCormick and Coach Bob Nobby Spurl with this week's Hockey Notebook.
Okay, listen up. Welcome to Hockey Notebook. Get in here, Coach. Thanks, Coach. You're welcome, Coach. Today on Hockey Notebook, how to talk like a coach. Okay, you take your whistle in your hand. Okay, listen up. 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 Getting there. Number 2. Look at you guys. 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 Getting there, getting better. Nice to see the progress. Okay, you've been watching Hockey Notebook. Let's go, break away.
Well, that's the show. Thanks for watching. I'm off to the psychic, but I guess she already knows that. Until next week, I remain telepathically yours, Frank McMillan.
Well, I gotta go, because I gotta go to a meeting for people who can't help helping people who help people. And if I don't go, they're screwed.
And so, with happy thoughts and faith and trust and just a sprinkling of pixie dust, this hour is 22 minutes sails into the week of November the 22nd.
Well, that's the way we saw the world this week. I'm J.B. Dixon saying once and for all, okay, I signed the form, I bought the 6 compact discs for $1, I bought the other 2 CDs at full price. Now, you said that was my only commitment. I did not want the Judd's Greatest Hits album. You sent it to me, I didn't ask for it, so I'm not going to pay for it. Stop sending me those letters or I'll see you in court. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Came up to the house, said I was wearing a hot ring Danny gave me. Thanks a lot, Danny. I said, you put your finger on me, my dear. I said, I'll haul the head off you. I said, I'll have you up in court so fast your head will be spinning, I said. Come ahead, I said, I'll take you on. I said, the Royal Newfoundland Constabulary, I said, nothing on me, I said. I'm after taking on better than you, I said.
Yeah.
Not Danny. Danny.
I told you not to wear a ring outside the house.
I said, come ahead, I said.
Todd, if you ever got anything, you know, a bit hot, give it to her, boy. You know, she's good with keeping the cops at bay.
Yeah. Toddy, don't steal, do you, Toddy?
No, I feel very sensitive tonight.
What's wrong with you, Todd?
After eating a quarter pound of mushrooms.
Yeah?
I guess these blinking lights aren't helping.
Yeah, they're good. They're good.
Are you getting on?